Hello, it's Jen again with another video blog. I'm back in my hat again. I know, Abby, that you told me that it covers up my eyes, but I'll try to be extra expressive with my eyes this time. I tried wearing it backwards, but it made me look like I was 9, so definitely not going to go there. I'm going to talk about some more books today. The first one that I'm going to talk about is called Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. And this is actually a grown-up book. It's not a kid's book, it's an adult fiction book. And I really, really loved this book a lot. It was really amazing. It's about 2 sisters, Claire and Sydney, who Claire's lived in North Carolina pretty much her entire life. She lived in a giant old house that has a gorgeous garden in the back. And all of a sudden one day, Sydney comes home and shows up and needs to stay with Claire. And the book is so wonderful. It's magical realism is, I guess, what most people call it. In Claire's garden, because you know the book is called Garden Spells, she grows lots of different flowers and herbs, and she uses them in her cooking. She's a caterer. And the special things that she can do with the plants are used to make people feel different things. It can make them feel guilty. It can make them feel love. I mean, it's all very interesting and awesome, and it makes me want to know how to do that and have a magical garden and everything like that. And I'm not describing the book very well at all, but it's kind of a romance, and there's a little bit of, you know, suspense, family drama. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. I loved it a lot. This was her first mainstream novel, and then she has another one that just came out this year called The Sugar Queen, which I read, which is also very, very good. So I would definitely recommend this book. It's just way awesome. Everybody that I have talked to who's read it has loved it. So definitely go out and pick this one up. The next book I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have the book with me because it was checked out. And so I'm going to hold up a picture of the cover. Oh, look, it's almost like I have the book in my hands right there. It's called Masterpiece by Elise Broach. And Elise Broach also wrote Shakespeare's Secret, which I actually do have, and that's an awesome book. Everybody should read it. But I actually am here to talk about Masterpiece, which is her new book. And I read Shakespeare's Secret. I really enjoyed it, so I was excited to read her new book. And then I found out that it was about a beetle. And not, as my friend Erin put it, I want to hold your hand beetle, but like an actual bug beetle. And I was like, oh, really? That doesn't sound very cool. Ugh. But I decided to read it anyways, and oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did. It was one of the best books I've read this year, and I know I say that all the time, but this book is incredible. It's about a little water beetle named Martin who lives with a family, and he and his family of beetles, they try to take care of the family that they live with. I would avoid reading the first chapter while you're eating because it's a little bit gross. It involves going down into the bathroom pipes to get a contact lens. But the rest of the book is totally awesome. It's about Martin the beetle and his friendship with James, the boy who lives in the house. And James he's a pretty sad kid. He doesn't have any real friends. His mom's kind of mean and crazy. And so Martin really wants to do something special for James on his birthday. And so he's trying to figure out what to do. And he's in James's room, and there's this little bottle of ink on the desk and a piece of paper. And so Martin decides he's going to make James a picture. So he uses his little beetle legs and like dips them in the ink and makes this gorgeous masterpiece of the scene he sees outside the window. And things kind of escalate from there. James's parents think that James has done this drawing, so they think he's some wonderful prodigy artist person, and things kind of get a little out of control. But the main story is about the friendship between Martin the beetle and James the boy. And let me tell you, the friendship in this book is one of the most genuine friendships I have ever read in a children's book. And you might think, ha ha ha, ha ha, very funny. But no, I'm dead serious. The friendship between these two is so awesome. And the fact that Martin cannot talk to James, I mean, all the communication is one-sided. The fact that it's so well represented is unbelievable. And this book is amazing and wonderful and awesome, and everybody needs to go read it right now. It's, you know, it's funny, there's suspense and adventure and mystery, and everybody needs to go read Masterpiece. It looks just like this, the cover of it, and it's a wonderful, wonderful book. I cannot recommend it enough. The last book that I want to talk about, if you thought I really loved Masterpiece, well, ha ha ha, you've got another thing coming. This book is called Greetings from Nowhere by Barbara O'Connor. This book, it made me feel the same way that Savvy did when I read Savvy, and everybody knows that I'm so in love with Savvy. This book, it's, oh my goodness. It's about a woman named Aggie who owns the Sleepy Time Motel, and oh, you can see it right there on the front cover. And she's an older lady. Her husband Harold has passed away, and she knows that it's time to sell the motel. You know, it's been empty for a while. Nobody seems to want to stay there. And this is about one amazing week in the life of this hotel where all these different types of people converge and stay there at once. And all the chapters kind of alternate between the different points of view of the characters, and they've all got this cool little picture at the front of everybody's chapter. And apparently, I read the book really fast, so I don't know. Apparently, the pictures change and kind of give clues as to what's going to happen in the story as the book goes on. This book, I haven't really said anything what it's about, but it has such a feeling of sadness and sorrow throughout the entire book, but it's not a bad thing. As you're reading it, you get so connected to the characters and you just fall in love with them. And it's so wonderful that there are no words to describe. And this sorrowful, sad feeling that takes place throughout the whole thing, you feel really happy when you finished it. You feel so wonderful when this book is over. And it doesn't take very long to read. It's like less than 200 pages. I read it in one night, and you know, on a crying scale of 1 to 10, this was about an 8. But, you know, I'm a lot more emotional than most people, so. But this book is so good. I'm going to put the book trailer at the end of this blog post. And I remember I watched the book trailer before I read the book, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a cute book, blah, blah, blah. And then I watched the book trailer after I read the book, and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful, so good. So, yeah, you should definitely watch the book trailer. Check out this book. I'm so jealous because Barbara O'Connor was in Iowa City at the schools in the public library, and I'm horrified that I was not there to attack her and tell her how awesome she is. But anyways, I'm running long, and this is going on forever, so I'm sure I'll do more of these soon. Do you like the new view in the background? You can kind of see Addie back there eating her food. Anyways, see you guys later.